Good morning, Hari Suindo. Hello, how are you? My name is Cecilia John, and I am a knowledge holder at Ho'ohadale Bayo. And today, for Virtual Kitchen, we are going to be making bannock, and we're also going to be working on some beaver tails, making some beaver tails. So I will do the recipe with you, and we'll go along and we'll do the cooking. Frying of the bannock today. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to be doing the flour. And for the flour, I'm going to be doubling the recipe. So instead of 4 cups of flour, I'm going to be doing 8 cups. And we have 8. So I'm going to be putting it in the mixing bowl. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to make a little hole in the middle of the flour so the liquid ingredients can go in there. Okay, and there's 8 cups, so I would use 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4 lovely tablespoons of the baking powder. So 1, 2, 3, 4. To 4 cups of flour, I use 2 tablespoons of the baking powder. Because there's 8 cups, I've used 4. The oil has to be, like the bottom has to be full, then the bannock will fry really well. And so there's enough oil in there, and I prefer to use olive oil, and I use the olive oil also in the bannock mixture. Not everybody uses salt or uses sugar for the ingredients, and I don't use salt. I use the oil, and I use the lukewarm water, and I use the baking powder. So I'm going to make a little hole in the middle, and then I'm going to add the lukewarm water as we go along, and just add that and then mix it. And you add the lukewarm water to the consistency of how you want your bannock. And you just mix it right now and you just roll it in together. Roll it in. And then when you notice that it's getting a little bit sticky, you make that hole there again, and then you add a little bit more water. And then you can see it's getting like doughy, and that's what you want. You want it. You don't want it too hard, you don't want it too soft, and just go with the consistency. And then it's getting soft again there, it's just adding. So, and then we'll add a little bit more water. And then once that all the flour is all together and mixed, this is where we're going to start getting our hands in there. So I'm gonna put the pan back on the element to make sure that it's gonna get nice and warm. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more oil to make sure there's a good level of oil in there. And that the oil has to be nice and hot. And I'm just going to roll that dough a little bit so you can roll the bannock. And then you can also add a little bit more water. There we go. And when you don't want to knead it too much, you don't want to knead the bannock too much because you don't want the bannock to be too hard. And when you're going to put the bannock on the frying pan, you don't want it to be too thick. You're just going to make it enough so that thick enough so that it'll cook right through. And so we're just going to go like so and just roll it. Not too much, remember. And then you're going to make a hole in the middle.
Oops, I just had to.
And then you're going to put it on top of the frying pan. And it just be about that much. And just wait till it gets to a nice crispy brown. So once it turns, you check it, and then when it's goldeny brown, then you just flip it over and make sure that it's cooked right through. So it's not the way this one's a little bit. Could give it a few more minutes, and then just let it cook. You just got to make sure that when you're cooking the bannock too, that you have enough oil in there so it doesn't wear right down different way. So the bannock is cooking nice golden crispy brown. A tablespoon of cinnamon to the brown sugar, and that should be good. Then we're going to mix it in there, and this will be for the beaver tail. So we're going to add the bannock to it. So there's 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to just sprinkle that on there. Also, if you want, you can put raisins in your bannock. If you like raisins, you can do it that way too. And then you just make sure that it's on both sides, and then it's ready for eating. So here is the bannock, and here is some beaver tails and some regular bannock. But you can also, I've mentioned before, you can also use raisins, sun-dried raisins. You can add that to the bannock if you'd like, or you can just have it plain bannock with homemade raspberry jam or homemade huckleberry jam. I just wanted to say that I'd just like to say thank you all for watching today's virtual kitchen from Ho'ohare Bayo. Just like to say masi. And the other thing I would like to say is how I learned to make bannock was when I was a child growing up with a tsu and a tsian. And when they went hunting or they went fishing or they went out on the land, it was also something that we learned how to cook over a fire. So a homemade fire was how we did the bannock, or at home over the stove, over a pan with oil. So it was very important, something like that, learning as a child growing up, and I just like to share that with you. I just like to say masi, again from Ho'ohalaibeo. Everybody have a wonderful day. Take care. Masi.
Hi everyone, I'm Nori. I'm maternal child health worker with Carrier Sakani here in Prince George. A special thank you to Cecilia for demonstrating earlier how to make that bannock. Now I'm here to demonstrate how to turn that bannock into a taco. So now that we have our bannock, we are going to take that and we're going to add some taco seasoned ground beef on top of that. As much as you like. It's basically just to taste. Then we're gonna put our shredded lettuce on top of that. Oops. And of course, if I was serving company, I would not be using my hands. Then we are gonna put some cheese on top of that and some freshly diced tomatoes. And this is all just to your own taste. So if you don't like tomatoes, you can omit that. If you like red onions like I do, you can put a little bit of that on top. And then we're just gonna add some salsa and some sour cream, little dollop on top. And if you like spicy food like I do, then you can just add, then you can just add a little bit of your hot spicy jalapeno sauce on top. And there you have it, a yummy bannock taco.